Well guys, good luck. It's time to answer some comments after what amounts to 5 billion years. In fact, let's check. When was the last time I replied to comments? I believe it was somewhere around part 40 of Morrowind. Was that like half a year ago? Here we go, replies 21. That's strange. Yeah, replies 20. It was a very long time ago. There we go. Yeah, June 28th. Although I may have released it on a different date, I wouldn't fucking know. Because YouTube changed their fucking video thing layout again. Video manager. They even have this blue bar. It says, "You're now using an improved version of Video Manager." Fuck off! It's not improved. It's changed, yes, but what you've done here is you removed one of the most important information on the fucking whole thing, and that is, oh, when did I release it? I don't fucking know. Now I have to keep my own fucking tabs on when I release videos. Because I've got like a bunch ready. Let's see. I've got like 10 videos ready. Release it every 3 days. I have to now keep up to myself. Like, think, hey, I released this video on the 11th of December. So the next video should come out on the 14th of December or something. It's terrible. I wrote them, I sent them feedback, told them, what the fuck guys. Not a direct quote, but yeah. Point is, it's terrible, what the fuck. And as for why it took so long to make the next video, in fact, fucking half a year. Once again, it's YouTube's fault. YouTube said, oh, guys, we're going to remove Google Plus from YouTube. And we need to find this. When has this happened? YouTube to remove Google Plus. Google Plus and YouTube are finally splitting up. This is on The Verge on the July 27th. So yeah, like about a month after I recorded the last one. Oh, they'll remove Google Plus. I thought, okay, well, it might take a while, but it's fine. I'll just wait, and then I wait, and then I wait, and here we are, like half a year later. It's still not removed. I still can't reply to fucking videos. It's fucking stupid. So yeah, half a year later, here we are. Time to reply to all the comments, of which there are billions. Thankfully, I still have Hearthstone footage from half a year ago, so that sort of goes right with the age of the comments. It's like you're watching a video that I never uploaded, even though I never actually made it, but whatever. So the first comment by TheBokkelul, around 7:10, where that skeleton one-shots you, he's like, no peeking. Also, I don't remember that area at all, awesome, D. Makes me want to fire up the old Morrowind again and check that area out. There has to be a kind of lever or a quest of sorts related to it. This refers to the area, if I recall correctly, behind a door that I unlocked, and it was all like, oh, terrible stench is coming from this place. And then I phased through some rocks, and there were skeletons that one-shot me inside, so I didn't do it the second time and I just left. And yes, there was a lever. In fact, it was right before the door, in front of the door, sorry. Pretty sure it was like a few episodes later. Still, that was really unexpected. Most of the times in Morrowind, you don't really expect something to happen because you're standing on it. But it did this time. I stood on a rock and a door opened. I don't even remember if there was an animation for the door opening, but damn. Awesome. Kinda, sorta. I mean, it's alright. Then the TheBokkelul says, ha 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 ha, why are you flashing them skeletons, question mark? hyphen? I think it's a hyphen, but don't quote me on that. Are you trying to give them a boner? Question mark? I don't really have what to say to this, but I just wanted to read it, because I like puns. TheBokkelul says, when you spam throwing stars or arrows, they barely do any damage. Especially throwing stars. That's probably 1 damage each if you hadn't dodged them all. P. Yeah, it kinda sucks. I wish that these cool weapons would be a bit different. Like, I don't know. I mean, this whole game is built with the concept of expendability. If something is expendable, like in real life, it's expendable in the game. But, I mean, it makes a lot of these things really pointless, like those throwing stars. Oh yeah, they're very useful. I don't even carry them with me anymore. It's just a waste of time. Though, who knows? I mean, I do have a lot of stats now. I could probably do some actual damage with them. It would still be like very low amount of damage, so... yeah, it's kind of sad, to be honest. Some really cool darts and shit, but, like, when am I gonna use them? Never. Because they're expendable. So, there's no real point to using them. It's like on a boss fight, they're probably not gonna do anything on a boss fight anyway, so whatever. TheBokkelul says, 1830. No, actually, I don't think anyone would be able to hit you, P. And with that much brain power, you could probably explode them with a thought. This is referring to my potions, which I made a long time ago and promptly stopped using because they were so OP. Yeah, it seems like it, but the truth is that you actually need also willpower or luck, which I did have at that point. Basically, the way that Morrowind's spell system works is you have a chance to cast a spell. It's obviously 0 if you don't have enough mana. But if you have enough mana, it depends on your willpower and luck. More so on willpower than luck. Like, you need multiple times more luck to achieve the same effect as willpower. All that intellect really doesn't do anything, it just gives you a shit ton of mana, but even with all that mana, any spell that would cost that much, you would just not be able to cast. You would just have 0 chance to cast it. Because my willpower and luck were shit. Luck was okay, but still nowhere near the level of what you would require to actually be able to cast those spells consistently. I know this because in the future I did learn some spells, and those spells were ridiculous, and they required ridiculous amount of luck. More than I had in that video, I believe, way more, which is ridiculous. TheBokkelul, a master ninja, would indeed never get touched by a weapon or anything of the sort, but magic is another kind of cookie. I don't know, it depends on what kind of magic we're talking about here. I mean, we're talking about Morrowind's magic, which is basically projectiles. How is it different that a projectile like an arrow or projectile like magic? It's not like they home in, you can sidestep just as easily, so there's no real difference there. I suppose that magic does have AoE effects. There's some flashbacks to the good old Philosopher's Stone fight. That was fun. That was fun. Still alive! TheBokkelul says, if you wanted to be a real ninja, you could carry only what you wear on you and what you carry in your hands. And a lockpick, of course. With them potions, you'd probably be totally fine to do that too. XD. I don't know if I agree with that. Keep in mind I'm also a female ninja, so I have some extra space to keep things in, if you know what I'm talking about. But, really depends on what kind of ninja you consider. Real life ninjas probably weren't, like, you know, all that fancy, because looking fancy is one of the worst ways to actually hide. I mean, look at me walking around Morrowind right now. Can you seriously tell me that people wouldn't be able to see me with that ridiculous outfit in the middle of the day? I mean, no. Stealth notwithstanding, because it's just, you know, a button press that makes you more stealthy. Not really realistic. And if you're walking around like a normal person. What's the big deal with having a backpack or a bag or whatever? I can totally see this feasible, but then again, obviously, this ninja isn't just a ninja, it's a magical ninja with magical ninja powers. Because that's what ninjas have. That's why they're ninjas. And nullifying weight is like the most simple power of a ninja. It's the most obvious. You make something weightless, so you can carry it around even though it's heavy. I took this idea from somewhere. I think it was like an anime called Katana Gutted, and there was this ninja there that would nullify weight. But it was really stupid of him to nullify weight. Because think about it. If you have something heavy and you throw it at people, but you nullify its weight, then it's not heavy. So it doesn't do any damage. Because it's the weight that does damage. Right, without going into any other spoilers, it's a thing for ninjas. WaffleMaster says, "Clean keyboard you've got, lol." Well, I have to say, well, thank you for the compliment. I cleaned it myself. TheBokkelul says, "With the way luck works, all your skills are pretty much 100 out of 100 at the moment, P. I guess. I'm not sure if it applies to absolutely everything. I'm trying to think here, because now I'm obviously slightly more well-versed in Morrowind mechanics than I was back in the day, so I might be able to come up with a good answer. It's sort of like that, possibly even more. It's incorrect to say because the skill usually doesn't have that much of an effect anyway. It's usually your stats anyway that make the most. And luck is kind of like that stat that basically works as every other stat in the game, just worse. So I would say close to accurate, but you probably still would have some limitations which you just couldn't do. I don't know, I didn't try. I don't want to have that much luck anyway, because it's too easy. Holmberg94 says, "They say their own names way too much, those cats. More than dot less than." I don't know, I kinda like it. I like weird references to yourself. For example, all of my videos have like a short explanation of what's going on in the video. Like at the start there's like links, because they're useful and stuff. And then right below the links, well, not all the links, and I guess not just the links. Let's actually just look at what's in there before I start talking out of my ass. Yeah, first you have the link to reply to your comments. Then you have a generic explanation of what the show is about. Then you have basically the saying, "For more info scroll down," which is sort of obvious, but whatever. And then don't forget to rate and subscribe for more. Because, yeah, if you don't subscribe, you're not going to see more. And if you don't rate, well, there's still going to be more, but you're probably not going to see it because you didn't rate it, so don't really care. And then after that, there's a bunch of squigglies, and after those squigglies, there's usually, "Hey, what am I doing in the episode?" And I usually have like something like, "We do something," even though it's just me, one person doing it. So I like those kind of things. Guyon says, "Awesome video, D. Your channel is really cool. Would you like to help each other's channels? You sub me and I sub you? ? Close parentheses. No thanks. I have actually looked at the channel, I think, and I didn't find anything all that interesting. Let's see. His videos from that time, because we're talking about how long ago? 5 months. So let's see, he's got like Best of Guyon 1000 subscriber special. That is literally the worst way to interest me. I have absolutely no interest to subscribing to people just make montages. I like to see the whole thing. Not necessarily literally the whole thing, but I want to see a journey. I don't want to see some outtakes. If I want to watch outtakes, I should just look for them. I wouldn't subscribe to them. It makes no sense to me to subscribe to something that in the first place is not sequential in some way or form, because then if I wanted that kind of stuff, I wouldn't want it on a regular basis. So why would I subscribe to it? That makes no sense. Like, I would subscribe to an LPer who has interesting LPs. Or at the very least plays games that are interesting to me. Right? Because that makes sense. Because then I know, oh, he's gonna make a next part, and I want to see it. I don't want to have to look every fucking day, hey, has he made the next part? So that's why I subscribe. When you make like top 5 Destiny Sleeper simulant facts, I don't give a shit if you make more or not. Because I don't give a shit about that Destiny in the first place. So I'll probably watch it and be like, eh, whatever. If I see it ever again, I might come back. But it is unlikely. Like, I wasn't even subscribed to like someone like WoW Krendor for a very long time. Because he did machinimas. And I was like, okay. I mean, if I see the machinimas, I'll see them. If I don't, I don't. I don't necessarily want them to be pushed into my sub box with all the other crap. This is the same thing. Do something sequential. Do something that has the next part. Then we'll talk about subscriptions. Until then, no dice. .vav, open parenthesis, e closed parentheses, says, it would come right into your ear. Sir, you stay away from my ear. Why? Why would I stay away from your ear if it would come into it? Oh, I see. You want it to come right into your ear, you fucking crazy son of a bitch. Such perversion. Oh my god. Well, I'm not particularly fazed by perversion, so I'm not gonna tell you to go away from me, even though you want random things to come into your ear. You know? It's fine.